All right, so today we're up to the next part of the locus stuff. So locus definition of a parabola. So remember, the locus definition is just some sort of geometric description of it. So here we go. Here's the locus definition of a parabola. So a parabola is the locus of point P, which moves so that its distance from a fixed point F, called the focus, is equal to its perpendicular distance from a fixed line, called the directrix. So here's focus, and so the perpendicular distance from that line is here. That makes a right angle. So those two distances there, FP and RP, are the same, and this directrix goes this way. So it's a line that would be, you know, in this form, it's sort of like y equals something. All right, and so it would always, our parabola would always go in between these two, because remember that length is the same. So straight down here, that distance have got to be the same. All right. So again, if we want to find out what the equation is, we need to look at these, and then we use that distance formula that we used before in the previous question. All right, so locus definition, there it is. So from some fixed point called the focus to our point P, that distance and our distance, perpendicular distance to this directrix, is equal. So let's have a look at example. It says here, find the equation of the locus of the points P that are equidistant from the point F, which is 0, 1, and the line y equals -1. So here I've just drawn a bit of a sketch. So we've got our directrix, line y equals 1. So we've got a point on it, and it would have some x value, but its y value is -1, because it's on the line y equals -1. And we've got our focus 0, 1, and our point P, x and y, and we know that this distance and this distance are the same. So when we are finding the equation of that locus, we work off that FP is equal to RP. Then we use our distance equation. All right. So x minus, so again, I'm always going to use this as 0.2, so x2 minus x1, so x minus 0 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals the square root of x minus x. All right, we can use that because if that's the perpendicular distance, that's a vertical line that we're looking at here. And if the vertical line would have the same x value at both of those points, and y minus -1, so y plus 1. All right, and like we had before, we can get rid of the square roots by squaring both sides, and I'll neaten this up, and that becomes just x squared, plus y minus 1 squared equals, now that's just 0, plus y plus 1 squared. Expand, I don't need equals, I need plus. Y squared minus 2y plus 1 y squared plus 2y plus 1. And so what am I doing here? We take y squared from both sides. Oops, I forgot my squared here. And then we get that. We can take 1 from both sides, and they're gone. I'm going to add 2y to both sides. So when I do that, I get x squared equals 4y over here. And so then if I divide by 4 both sides, I'll get y equals x squared on 4 as my equation of that locus. All right. Okay, so what we do is we use the distance formulas, use our points, go through that process similar to what we did before, and this is what we end up with, which is a parabola. So if you have a parabola where the focus is at 0c and a directrix which is at y equals minus c, so these numbers, this c is the same because it's c, otherwise it would be written as a different letter, then we can show that the equation is 4c y equals x squared. And in your textbook they go through that exercise 9a in detail, so you can look at that if you want. And if you're not sure, make sure you get some help as to how it figures out. But anyway, this is what you end up with. So it says here, find the focus of the parabola with equation y equals 2x squared. So here, our focus 0c, if it's in this form. All right. So what we know is our focus is at 0c, and if we've got 4cy equals x squared. So at the moment, what we've got here is we've got y equals 2x squared. Now, according to this pattern here we've got, we need the x by itself. So I need to divide by 2 or times by half. So half y equals x squared. All right, so now I'm going to compare things that I've got. Well, here in front of the y I've got 4c, and here I've got a half. So those two coefficients must be the same. So c would be, I believe, 1/8. And so our focus of this particular thing would be at 0 and 1/8. Okay, so that's it for the parabolas. So if you need any help with any of that, make sure you ask for some. And as always, have fun.